All right, we do have Monahan versus Gerics, 13-101-308-PH. Motion to terminate PPO. The PPO ends in about 4 months as it is. Okay, now where is Tim Monahan? That you want? Do you still want the PPO?
Yes.
Okay, well, how do you know these folks, Mr. Monahan? What are you, neighbors, or let's see, Bagole Street, Stone Street? Those are fairly close to each other. Is there some reason you folks need to be in contact with each other?
No, sir. As a matter of fact, I'll argue he shouldn't even be on Stone Street. He's occupying 621 Stone Street, which is owned by the Federal National Mortgages. Fannie Mae owns the house, and he's in there probably illegally.
Okay, what's he doing to threaten you, though? Tell me about that.
Well, sir, on August 16th, he chased me down the street with a megaphone calling me an HIV-positive motherfucking pedophile. Pardon me.
Well, that's okay. If you're quoting him, you should say exactly what he said. He chased you down the street with a megaphone?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
He continuously posts things like Tim Monahan ripped off my family. He has violent or threatening signs painted around, I will kill you, and the man is just a threat to my well-being.
Has he threatened to hit you, shoot you, harm you in some way, or just these threats serious enough, calling you HIV positive and a pedophile? Has he threatened to hurt you in some way?
Not actually me physically, no, sir.
Okay, you know that the purpose of a PPO is to prevent physical harm to you. You may have an action for slander against him. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Have you talked to a lawyer about that?
No, sir.
If you accuse somebody of a loathsome disease, that's the old common law slander. And if you accuse, or he's accusing you of that, and if you are accused by him of these other things, if not true, then those could be grounds for slander, and you could get a money judgment against him. But whether or not that has anything to do with a PPO, we're going to find out. What do you want to tell me? Counsel, are you here for this chap?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, tell me your name.
Thomas Levine, appearing on behalf of Mr. Gerics.
Okay, Mr. Levine, what do you think? What's going on here?
We just move that this be removed because there was no threat of harm made at this time. And
agree with me that if these things were actually alleged and they are not true, that they could be grounds for slander?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So can he not chase this champ down the street with a megaphone? I mean, can he leave him alone? I understand maybe he feels like he has some sort of mission here to reveal to people what he may feel is maybe totally inaccurate about this gentleman. But I'm concerned that I don't want this to get into something worse. You know, somebody could lose their temper, somebody has a megaphone, somebody has a gun, and next thing you know, all you're hearing is some labored breathing through the megaphone and somebody dying. And we sure don't want that to happen. So, tell me, can your champ stay away from him?
Yes, sure. Yes, absolutely.
We have your assurance, sir, that you're not going to have any contact. How far do you live from him?
He's right behind me, the house behind me.
Right behind you. You know, I live behind people too, and I don't know the first thing about what they do every day. To be honest with you, if they walked up to me and said, "Hi, I live behind you," I'd say, "Great to meet you. I've never even seen you before." Okay? Sometimes it's better just to leave people alone. Do you understand that?
I agree. Absolutely.
Okay, what do you think, sir? Can you leave him alone?
So, sir, is he claiming 621 Stone Street is his residence, which is adjacent to my property?
Well, that's none of your concern. If the bank is not doing anything about kicking him out, then what? You don't have any assignment from the bank, do you?
No.
Okay. If he has no business being there and the true owner wants him out, then he'll probably be kicked out, and we won't have any problem. Okay, here's what we're going to do in the spirit of giving everybody a chance to just take a step back. We will allow the PPO to continue, but only until December the 6th, at which time it will be terminated. Okay? Now, I don't want to see you folks back in here. Look, you're not a couple of 18-year-old kids arguing over your first DVD player. Okay? So just make sure you stay away from each other. Don't have contact with each other. And you should talk to a lawyer. If you feel aggrieved enough about the things that are being said about you that could be slanderous, you ought to talk to a lawyer about it. Okay? But I don't find any threats of physical harm, and certainly not multiple ones.
Yes. I at least present the signs that say, is it worth getting shot? And I mean, you know, he does post these things all over the neighborhood. Is it worth getting shot? I mean,
Is it-
so.
he posts
as a
them all over the
neighbor,
neighborhood?
As a person living in the neighborhood, when somebody threatens, you know, and he's painted this on several houses around the neighborhood.
Is it worth getting shot? That's what it says?
Is it worth getting shot?
That's on a home that they own, that
That who
Mr.
owns?
Gerics.
Mr.
No, I
Gerics
don't,
doesn't-
I
he
don't.
doesn't own
Hurley
the house.
Hospital owns it, it's right next to me, and it's directed toward the scrappers that have been trying to rip me off for several
Okay.
years, not him at all.
Okay, so those are something you put up, but has nothing to do with him?
Nothing to do with him.
Okay.
We have that evidence.
All right,
too,
no,
if
we'll keep things
necessary.
in place till December 6th, but just make plans mentally to go your separate ways, okay?
Yes, Your
Thank you
Honor.
so much. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.